Yo, what's up everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another Switch news segment. Today we've got some great information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're starting off with SquareEnix. The producer, or a producer at SquareEnix, a very famous one, has actually retweeted the Nintendo Direct announcement. So yes, Nintendo Direct, it's happening. You guys all know it's happening today, depending on when you're watching this. It is February 13th. We got this at 2 p.m. PT, that is 5 p.m. Eastern time. Look it up if you live in Europe or in other parts of the world. Make sure you convert the time out. But yes, Nintendo Direct is going down. And SquareEnix producer Shinji Hashimoto, who has worked on a number of titles from Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, and a handful of other SquareEnix properties, has retweeted the announcement of the Nintendo Direct. Now, historically with this, whenever you see third-party companies or someone that works for a certain segment within Nintendo retweet the Nintendo Direct, usually there's something from that company that is going down. And we have a number of people in the industry that have retweeted the Nintendo Direct. We're going to start off with SquareEnix and what this could mean. Now, I don't want to take too much time on this because obviously this is all just kind of speculation on what's going on here, but obviously SquareEnix is going to have some stuff, right? I think that we could definitely see some shadow drops of games. If you saw my Nintendo Direct announcements, or not announcement, predictions that I did yesterday, you guys know that I think that there's going to be a shadow drop for something like Final Fantasy VII on the Nintendo Switch, since recently Nintendo had a commercial with Final Fantasy VII in there. So I think that SquareEnix should shadow drop that. But what else do they have for us? I think a game like Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, there could be an announcement of a release date for that type of game, maybe even some exclusive Nintendo content in the game, because you have to remember, while that game is coming to other systems like the PlayStation 4 for example, it was originally a GameCube exclusive for the system. So there might be some GameCube related type of bundle or deal or something like that that kind of comes with something that's kind of symbolic to the original GameCube release. So maybe we see that. We also need to see the rest of the Final Fantasy games. Maybe we get a release date for Final Fantasy IX as well, because we already have release dates for Final Fantasy X/10-2 and the Zodiac Age. Both of those are coming out in April. So I do think that SquareEnix can do that. But I wanted to talk a little bit more about, and that is Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age. People have been talking about, okay, are we going to see a announcement of that when it comes to a release date? Is Nintendo going to be publishing that one here in the US? Like, is there going to be some type of content that Nintendo's teaming up with them? Now, we do know that there is going to be exclusive content in the Switch version, but exactly how is it going to be distributed? How are they going to do it? And when is it going to release? That's going to be the biggest thing. And I think that Nintendo might have a hand in that. Maybe they show off more gameplay of the game. I also think that Dragon Quest Builders 2, that is a Nintendo published and helped and distributed title for the US. So maybe we get the first release date of that. That might only release on the Nintendo Switch in the West when it comes to Dragon Quest Builders 2, if Nintendo is publishing that game. So it's going to be weird to see how SquareEnix handles it on the PS4 if that version does come out. So we have to kind of wait on that too. So SquareEnix definitely has some tricks up their sleeves. They have some content to show us tomorrow. We'll see what it ends up being. A lot of people have speculated, because of Hashimoto's ties to Kingdom Hearts, that we could see something Kingdom Hearts related. I'm not so sure about that. Some people are talking about Sora and Smash. People are talking about Kingdom Hearts like the 2.5, the HD remixes, maybe even an announcement of Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't know if any of that's going to happen, guys. Kingdom Hearts just has been MIA for a while on Nintendo platform, but you never know. I'm not going to sit here and count it out. It would be dope to see Kingdom Hearts come over to Nintendo Switch, and obviously it'd be a good idea from a financial standpoint and the type of money they can make, but we'll have to wait and see. So what do you guys think about SquareEnix retweeting the announcement? What do you guys think SquareEnix has for us at the Direct? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to another third party who has retweeted the Nintendo Direct, the Senran Kagura producer has also done just that. So Kenichiro Taka, the producer of the Senran Kagura series, has retweeted the February 13th Nintendo Direct announcement. Now, the thing about this guy is that he loves stuff, and obviously if you've played the Senran Kagura games, you know what this guy is all about. Now, on his personal account, he actually retweeted the message here. Now, Nintendo recently with Senran Kagura, they have the Shinobi Reflections, right? That was released, and there was no problem there. Nintendo's been very open on the eShop as long as they pass all the certifications and it's not an AO or adults only rated game. They're ready to have it on the system. So could we get some more Senran Kagura action? It does seem like that. There's some like PS4 game that's coming up, a Burst Renewal or something like that, that had to be delayed because of Sony's policy on that type of content in the game, and Nintendo wouldn't have that policy. So if they're revising that game and putting it on the Switch in addition to PlayStation 4 and also the PC, I think that would be really cool. There also could be a port, or there could be a remake of some of the Senran Kagura games that were on the Nintendo 3DS. These are like action-based games. They're almost kind of like a Dynasty Warriors style or Hyrule Warriors or whatever. They're kind of like that for the most part, but they have some different things that they throw into the mix, or maybe they do something completely different. So I'm not really sure, but we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, you guys are going to be watching the Direct. We're going to be streaming it here. So anybody who's asking, yo, OJ, you streaming the Direct? Yes, I'm streaming the Direct. So look forward to that. So what do you guys think about the Senran Kagura producer retweeting this message of the Nintendo Direct? What do you guys want to see from him? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next story here. Harmonix next Switch title could be announced during the Nintendo Direct based on some new information. So Harmonix, the developers and publishers behind the popular music rhythm games such as Rock Band and of course Super Beat Sports, not quite as popular, but still a really good game. Now, according to Twitter user Coma, Harmonix recently updated their timeline cover on February 11th. The timeline cover features 4 titles. The last one is a question mark. Now, here's where things kind of get really interesting when it comes to this. Now, Coma posted the Nintendo Direct announcement in a Harmonix Discord chat. HXM Mundry, or something like that, a Discord employee, posted an emoticon with its mouth zipped, signaling that they couldn't spill the beans on whatever unannounced title that is, and you guys are seeing that. So we'll finally see what Harmonix's next title is at the Nintendo Direct. Maybe Nintendo does have some time, or maybe they just announce it since there's going to be a lot of Nintendo news for that day. Maybe Harmonix just announces their title on that day as well, because we've actually had some other developers do that too when it comes to some of their games. They weren't in the Direct, but they still just announce a new port or a new game on the Direct day in order to kind of catch all the hype with everything that's being announced. So maybe we see it, maybe we don't really know right now. We need to wait and see, but it does seem like Harmonix has something in the works for the Nintendo Switch. So what do you guys think Harmonix is going to bring over? Do you feel that there's going to be something? And what do you think about their last game? I actually got a chance to check it out quite a bit, and I thought it was pretty cool. It's a pretty cool game. Super Beat Sports, it's fun. So whatever they bring to the table, I think it's going to be pretty good. They know what they're doing there, and they're experienced at making games. So what do you guys think about this bit of news? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here, we have some hacking news when it comes to the Nintendo Switch. So the homebrew community has made another pretty big breakthrough when it comes to the Nintendo Switch, and Linux is already running on there. They got that, but now the Nintendo Switch is capable of running Android. This is Google's operating platform for their smartphones and tablets and all of that. Now, there is a prominent person in the homebrew scene. I can't pronounce their name correctly, so I'm not going to butcher it, but yeah, there is a prominent person that has shared some photos of somebody running Android on the Switch. Apparently, it looks like it. So it'll be interesting to see how far hackers can really go with Android on the Switch. There's a lot of different things that you can do, but what is Nintendo going to do to try to combat this? I think that's one of the things that Nintendo always tries to do. They put out something homebrew-wise or some type of operating system or something. Nintendo releases an update, then like a couple seconds later, the hackers crack whatever update they do. So it's always interesting to see the back and forth and kind of what homebrew people are doing on the Switch. But getting Android running on something like the Nintendo Switch, that's actually a pretty big breakthrough. And I guess that it took them a lot of time to think and try to tinker around with things and code it and get it to work. But they got it. Apparently, they've got it, but it is coming from a pretty trusted source with this person apparently in the homebrew scene. I'm not in that scene, so I don't know, but what do you guys think about this? Would any of you guys want to run Android on the Nintendo Switch? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the last topic here, we've got some more Shawn Layden Sony love coming over to Nintendo, and Shawn Layden has stated that you should never underestimate Nintendo, and the industry is better off because of Nintendo. So that's interesting to hear Shawn Layden kind of putting out so much support, I guess, when it comes to just verbal with Nintendo and even Microsoft just the other day. So let's go ahead and get into what he had to say at this year's DICE Summit. So, quote, the best-selling console of 2018 in the US was the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo took a massive risk when they brought the Nintendo Switch to the market. People thought Nintendo might one day be out of the hardware business. People would say things like kids play games on mobile phones and tablets. Dedicated portable gaming is dead and gone. But as I've said before, never underestimate Nintendo. All of us are better for their efforts. So pretty much he's right here. A lot of people were writing Nintendo off after the Wii U. People were saying, hey, well, you know, the 3DS is great, but you didn't reach the sales of the Game Boy Advance, which sold better in a shorter amount of time. People were saying, hey, Nintendo, you didn't reach what you did on the DS, you know, so people were saying all sorts of stuff. I mean, I know it's kind of hard to believe for some of you guys that maybe got into gaming recently or weren't following back then, but back in 2010, 2011, I mean, it was rough. It was rough when the 3DS first launched. It was rough when the Wii U first launched, and people were saying, you know what, this is going to be a disaster. This seems like a Wii U and a 3DS launch mixed together, and all you've got is Zelda. So for many people, it did seem that way based on kind of how the market was going, but Nintendo proved that with great games and with great marketing, you can definitely kind of hide some of your faults, or at least make it to where it's not too big of an issue to where you can't sell, while continuing to kind of pull in a whole group of new customers and bring back customers that were there in the N64 or the GameCube days or the Super Nintendo days, with the classic IPs that are coming back and the great games like Mario Odyssey and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Xenoblade and stuff like that. So they've done a great job, and obviously Sony's done a really good job this generation. They've sold a ton of systems. They're going on 100 million at this point. So I think once again, it's good for all the different companies to have success. It's not just one over the other, but if they can all have success, they're all better for it, because they're all going to push each other. If only one company is having success, then it's going to be tough for the other companies to kind of counteract, because they're not making as much. But all the companies are having success. Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, everybody's doing really well, and I think that that's even going to be more of a thing going into the next generation, because Microsoft is stepping up their efforts. You know Sony's going to be there, and you know Nintendo's working on something else to continue this hybrid trend. So what do you guys think about what Shawn Layden had to say here, in addition to all the other topics? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the internet, in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming pages. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for this RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace!